Hey everyone, how's everybody doing today? It is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it is Wednesday. And we're gonna have a good day today, a good fun day today. Hey Terrence, I'm quite upset that I thought we would be working together real soon, but this virus got us shut down. So I guess I won't be seeing you till this is all over with. But today we are getting on live with Scott, and he is good and on time. There we go.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm blessed. How about you?
I am well, thank you. You know, I was actually doing good today. To literally all of my fire alarms start going off at one time, like the beeping, like I got to change all the damn batteries. And
Well,
I
they
don't
knew
got a
the heat was
stepladder.
coming.
Huh?
They knew the heat was about to come. There's some good conversation about
There we
that.
go. How are you doing?
I am so amazing. I'm so amazing. Thank you for inviting me on your platform.
No, thank you for being available.
And I want to say I really love you. I love your authenticity. I love your truth. You've been pumping the streets for a long time, and I've admired all of it. So I just wanted to say that to you.
So what is your quarantine life been looking like?
It's been looking actually amazing to me. I don't call it quarantine. I call it a retreat. So, because it's really a mental battle. Most of all, you're being put into one space. But I've been meditating, staying focused on light, practicing on my skills, for my hair skills. Just finding myself, because I worked a lot in the industry, of course, and I just got off a 10-month run. So we did 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed a moment. I needed some peace. So it's been okay for me. And I have a salon too, so I've been trying to raise money for my staff and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
So that's something I want to get in. We'll talk to you about, because you work on shows that run forever.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm a new person to the. Well, you worked on the originals.
Yeah.
And I got in that late in the game. I actually just watched the originals last year, and I was like, this show never ends. It's like 200 episodes. So
Yes.
How do you balance, having a salon and working on set? Oh, did you always have a salon?
No, me and my mom opened this salon about a year ago.
Okay.
Now. How do I balance it? I have a really strong support system. I have a partner that really helps me out and for business-wise, that keeps me balanced in that way. And I have an amazing team that I kind of look towards, and they're really amazing. So I've actually been blessed, because I thought about it a long time. It's actually been a dream of mine to always open up a salon with me and my mom for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I started to get into the film industry, and I didn't want to leave that dream behind. So I like experiencing both avenues, you know what I mean? So doing that, that's about it. Like I said, a great support system, and actually putting a lot of rules in place, and a lot of things that support my engine that I'm creating, and we're in a beta concept salon. So keeping my employees educated on, the products. I try to, as owning a salon, it's a journey. You know what I mean?
So how did you feel when you got the news that we could open back up on Friday?
You know what? It was a split of the 2 seconds, and one of my staff members texted me, and I was like, I didn't know how to feel at that moment. You know what I mean? And then I really started to sink in that it will be a responsibility of myself if I opened up. And I decided that I won't be opening up. I'm not sure when we'll be opening up. There's a lot of things that I'm doing to prepare the salon to open up, but I just don't know when. I'm looking at the CDC to figure out how the trends are starting to go. But I'm hearing too many rumors. Like, I heard that the governor ordered like 200 beds of hospital beds not even a week and a half ago, and that they were looking to put it into the stadium or something like that. I mean, it's just a full setup to me for minorities. It's a full setup that I think that it's not by accident, you know. It's not by accident that they're switching the game up. You know, I think they're ruthless and gangster for them to really to go about it this way, because they're trying to pull out and save money in every way possible. But I think it'll be up to us to really come together in this moment, you know, and to support each other, you know.
My salon is booth rental, so I'm not personally opening. I let them know that I don't think this is a good idea, but I can't stop you from going to work. But what I did prepare, I took all the waiting chairs out, so there's no waiting area. There's no chairs to wait. Then there's hand wipes and sanitizer all over the damn place. Like, and honestly, everybody's like, "Oh my God, that list is so long." He said that. I was like, honestly, that's all that we're supposed to be doing anyway. It really is the only two new things on the list is that we got to wear masks and we need to ask them about have they been sick and checking their temperature. All the rest of that stuff is sanitizing stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's all the stuff. It's really not a long list. We supposed to be doing it anyway.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just for me. I'm a small salon. I'm a boutique salon. We only have 3 chairs, and I also have a spa room and an esthetician for sure. I don't see my esthetician going in anytime soon because of just really going right in straight into the face and the eyes. But again, for me, it's just like, I understand that people want to do hair, and I understand there is situations that people are in right now that they don't have a choice because also they don't have a support system. But people have kids, but it's also, you got to have a life to be able to make money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So if you sick and this virus has no race, no color, no, you know, nothing on it, it's coming for you. You know what I mean? So until then, I just will pray that we everybody just lean back and have a little bit more faith and get creative. You know, like I own a jewelry line called Balance. It's made with crystals and stuff. So I'm starting to focus more on that and push that out. So
you got an Instagram page for it?
Yeah, it's Balance.
Type it in the comments so I can pin it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll put my salon as well.
Yeah, so just type it in there and I'll pin it right there.
But yeah, hold on 1 second. You know, I can't do 2 things at once.
We know we got ADD a little bit.
I for sure do. I live in my truth. I'm like, look. I'm gonna post my salon and they can reach out there.
There we go. I got it. So let's jump into your journey to how you got to where you are at, because a lot of people that's in our industry would love to be a fixture on a show of the caliber that you are, that has these long runs. So when did you start doing hair? Was you a salon stylist at first, or?
Well, I was actually a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for 20 years, and then I went into hair about 8 years ago.
Y'all makeup artists love jumping into our lane. Yeah.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
The hair lane.
Well, you know what? I truly love both. I believe that you can do both if you train yourself correctly and to do both. You know, I do believe that a lot of people jump back and forth. And I've been thankful enough to have a mother that is an amazing artist that was able to, that I was always around. So hair was always in my background. I also did assisting, you know, like when I was growing up. That was my gig. But at 14, I started doing makeup at a kiosk at the mall. And by 18, I was a manager at MAC. I started in Detroit, Michigan, for all my Detroit people.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Toledo.
Okay.
Yes.
Midwest. I always kind of hustled, and then about 19, I drove here with like $100 child, like, and nowhere to go, was homeless, you know, by choice, you know.
Right.
Because I just knew that it was something better. Something was in my spirit that was telling me, you know what, you know, go to Atlanta. You know, the only reason I came to Atlanta, to be honest with you, it wasn't even the industry of the movie industry wasn't even here yet. I just love how the sun came up every day here. You know what I mean? You know how the Midwest.
It's so gloomy. It's always cloud. I was like, why is it a cloud always here? The sun never shines.
Listen, it's called the Dirty D, and I needed to get up out of there. You know, so I came here and started working at Gwinnett Place Mall at Dior counter. And became the Mac manager at Perimeter Mall and was a manager there for a few years. And then I started getting in too much of a routine. My spirit started, the same spirit that I got when I moved here with $100 was the same spirit that I got that I needed to go to hair school. So once again, I had a great support system. So I dropped everything and I walked away. And I went to hair school full time and started working at the store. Mac store part-time. And as soon as I went to hair school, I went to Paul Mitchell School of Atlanta. After going to Paul Mitchell School of Atlanta, I worked at a salon called White Salon and Spies in Buckhead.
That's right off of Shadow Lawn.
Yeah.
Shadow Lawn is off of
right over
Farm
there.
Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was blessed with a guy named Max that really took me under his wing, and I was able to really train. He was a master at, but he is a master at updos and coloring and textures and waves. So I was learning this Buckhead Betty feel, and I was able, I knew the black girl hair, you know, that's what I grew up with. But I needed to master on my skills. So I think that's why God placed, I know that's why God placed me there. So someone was literally going like this on me. And then I say about 1.5 years went by, and I knew a guy named Lawrence Davis. You know Lawrence, he was over there. And me and him was real cool. And something in my spirit, I honestly manifested my career. Something in my spirit was like, call Lawrence in the morning and tell him that you're ready, you know, to be on set. And I swear to you, by the time I woke up, I had a text from Lawrence saying, I don't know where you're working at, but I need help right now. And he was at Tyler Perry. So I was like, ooh, girl, let me rush up, getting all cute and stuff. I was like, Lord, you know, it must be right. You know, I'm going to meet somebody today because if you gonna send it to me like this, I must gonna meet somebody. So I got all ready, and I go up to the Tyler Perry studio, and then the day goes by, the whole day goes by, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, well, you know, I'm telling Lawrence, well, use me again. You know that moment where you just, you know, you hoping you get a call back, but you don't know, right? So then I'm walking out the door, and this is how sometimes you just gotta be who you are. You know, that's the thing. This business is who you know. You know what I mean? And how you present yourself, right? But I was walking out the door and I saw this guy named Victor Jones more, okay? So I'm walking out and I was like, and he had on this gray jacket. And I was like, oh, he look nice. And we were like, girl, me and you gonna be best friends.
Right.
So I'm not even thinking, you know, he was playing with me. Lawrence I don't think he was even fully on staff at the time, or he was just coming in. And then, and something happened and Lawrence had to.
That's okay.
So, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, yeah. Where we was at? So, so Lawrence Davis left and Victor became the department head over there. And I was in background, but have you ever worked at Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry moves really fast.
Quickly.
You know? So, at that moment, I was really nervous about my craft, but I did know that.
Well, somebody blowing your phone up, child. You getting the phone calls in.
Right. They're trying to get these orders. Okay. Yeah, they know I'm on this live. Okay. So I'm in background, and I used all that I had learned from Mac in my previous experiences, and I was like, it was too chaotic in the background and you know, it was just too much. You had 100 people coming in, and I just took control. I was like, look, y'all line up. You know, I don't got, you know, the girls want you to curl for 30 minutes, and I was like, I ain't got 30 minutes. I need y'all stand in line, y'all nurses, get these ponytails, And I remember it was like my second or third day, and Victor was looking at me, and I remembered, I'm like, okay, for real, let me turn it out. And I had got them girls swooped up. I had like got 200 people together. It was just me and one other person. And he was like, I like you. And I'm going to this other show, and I want you to come with me and be the third. So I became the third at the originals, and Lawrence was the key. So we had Victor as the department head, Lawrence was the key, and then it was me as the third. What happened? Oh, Lawrence went to one of Oprah's show. I think it was Greenleaf. Greenleaf was starting. And he was like, I gotta go, so he went to go to department head, and that left me. And of course, I was already running background. I was already like right on them like this, like learning what they could do. Like when they couldn't show up to set, I remember they had got an Emmy that year, and they got nominated for an Emmy, and they both had to leave. So they left me and another person in charge, and I just like turned it out, So he pushed me up to be a key. And I've been the key for him for about 6 or 7 years. I also department headed while he goes away. And I also do movies. I have a movie coming out on May the 22nd with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it's called Last Through the Night.
Yeah.
I did my research, sir. I researched before.
You did, boo. You did. You did.
Yeah. But so my question to you is that I see that you're really big on just going off of your feeling, going off of what is being placed with you, and like you said, manifesting in your space. Because you really were a makeup artist. You went to hair school. You didn't really do the salon thing for that long, and then you went straight into being right into the film and television business. Now, with doing the film and television business, what do you love about doing it?
I love creating a character, to be honest with you. I love reading a script. I love, but don't be fooled. You're not the only person that's going to read the script. You're not the only person. You really, honestly, are a vessel being used by the producers and everybody that's a part of it. You're actually an extra hand, but I love creating characters, and I love reading the script. I like to tell a story with my hair. You know what I mean? If that girl, she's sweating, or she, or I really didn't even understand how much passion I love until I worked with an actress named Lorraine Toussaint. And Lorraine Toussaint truly was like, baby, slow down. Because I was like, oh, I want you to do this. I had this and this. And she said, well, do you know my character? I don't know her yet. So she was like, so how do we know what she would do? So she sat there with me, and she got into her space, and she started pulling her hair back, and she started doing all these movements. And then I really learned then that it's not just you doing what you think you want to do. It's not doing just what will be the sexiest on this woman or the prettiest curls on this woman. Is what really portrays this character. So that's what I really, really, really love about doing film and television.
For me, I thought when I started doing it, I was working on this BT show called Tales, and I was just doing it. I was just like, oh, this is nothing, But until I had a unruly key that I was a force hire, and I had a vision. I had this whole moment, and she did something wrong, and I was fucking living. And I didn't understand what my emotion was. I was like, why do I care this much? I was like, oh no, I really care about what we're doing. I love creating the character. I love being able to visualize what this person is. And when you have that all there, somebody just do some shit that you didn't ask them to do, you like, oh, so you're gonna do what you want to do. That's what we're gonna do. And so then it really took. So I didn't realize that because I worked on that show and that happened to me that I cared that much about it because I didn't know I did.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This industry is not for the weak. Okay. Yeah. People always want to say, I always tell people that you need to understand what your brand is. You need to evaluate what your life looks like. Do you have a support system? Do you have, kids? Do you have, and you can do all of these things, but you have to understand I work 70 hours a week, no less than 50 hours a week. Okay. That's 10 months out of the year, but I'm also doing projects in between. I have not had a break like this probably, I don't know. This is the first time I'm enjoying my house that I bought 2 years ago. You get what I mean? So it's not made for the weak, you know. So I encourage people to honestly first become a master in your craft. You know, I honestly learned a lot on set, and I've been thankful for Victor to teach me all that he taught me, and others like Lawrence. And also, let's take a moment for Charles Gregory.
Yes.
I mean, people like him that have paved a way for us, and to teach, giving me the just all that they know. You know what I mean? And it's so important for us to one, master your craft, because at the end of the day, you do not have a whole hour for everybody. You know what I mean? There's some days that we got to get 5 people in our trailer done in an hour, because, you know what I mean? And they don't care if it's a wig. They don't care if the girl washed her head. They don't care. My job is to get this character to set. You know what I mean? So also, what is she doing on set today, y'all? So that curl, that wave that you got placed right in front of her eye, what is she doing? You got to do hair that goes to the story, and also do hair for the frame, that the scene that they're in. You get what I mean? So it's so many levels that you got to think about. It's not just about doing hair
At all.
You know,
especially when you get the call sheet, and you be like, wait, so y'all gonna do this shower scene first, and then y'all want to come back to this, and y'all want her to be ready? Like, no, sir, you need to move this. Like, this is not, this ain't gonna work. Like,
no, and they don't want to hear. You know, but the thing is, I think that if you're going to go into a key position, or if you're going to go into a department head role, is that communication is key. Peace is key, meaning that I have to have control over every piece and body mannerism that is on me, because they're going to be looking to see how you twitch, especially being a black male. You know, I sometimes look up and it be like 90% all white men in my, you know, in my industry. And at that moment, I realized, one, I was very special to have this experience and be the person, you know, to go through it. But it wasn't easy for us when we first started. No black men had a show like we've had and held it so long, you know. And I think that because, one, we know how to do every type of hair. We don't do hair on white girls that make them look like they got black hair, or sometimes I feel like, you know, to be honest, white and Asian people don't know how to do black hair. Right. So, you know, they don't even know how to press. Well, they'll tell the actress, come in, press. Come with your hair pressed out, and we'll do your hair. And you just got to be a master of both. You know what I mean?
But isn't it funny how they have the option to tell the actor that, but we don't have the option to be like, girl, blow dry your hair before you get here. Like, you know, Rob, brush your hair, girl, before you get here, and have it. We don't have that option. We have to make it. It's like you need to do it.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's what the barriers that you have to break, though. You know what I mean? Even with the makeup artists, and, you know, not on my show. I have some great makeup artists on my show that can do all types of skin tones. But I've been on shows where I'm like, girl, you know, that person look great. You know, and I'm respecting you. You get what I mean? You know, but I even have people that come on my show that are of another race, and sometimes I have them in background, and, you know, they done took the black girl and put her in this. You know, her hair couldn't even get into it, you know, the ponytail. So I'm like, girl, this is a silhouette. First of all, background is all about silhouette. You know what I mean? And if you're not giving me a good silhouette, then I can't use you again. You get what I mean? So.
And I like you just said that. I like that you explain background like that. Because, like, you know, people, like, we're like, background is there just kind of fill it up. You know, so the silhouette is very important, because we may not see their face. We may not see their clothes, but you will see their head.
Correct. And I don't need you to spend 100 moments. That's where I think the expert comes in. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what I say. Like, that's what ticks me off the most is that when I come back to background and one person, I come back and one person on that same hairstyle. You know what I mean? And it's been, because one is not, it's not helpful to the team that I put in for that day. And it's not helpful for you because you didn't even get to put none of your stank on the show. You didn't even get to really show what you was because you was worried about that one piece of hair. Sis, I'm not going to see that hair. I promise I'm not going to see that hair. But I need to see this thing switched up. What you going to do? Is it going to be down or is it going to be up?
Right. What is it? Them the only two options. Who we gonna do?
But for sure, yeah. So that's, like I said, be strong in your craft. Know your history. You know what I mean? Don't come in here because our show also goes from, it'll go from the 1800s and then it'll go to the 1980s, and you got to know what they did back then. Sometimes I go research the products. If I can get them online, I'll go buy those products, that they used during that time period. Or if they didn't have products, don't use products. You know what I mean? So you can truly get the essence of what that time period is. You know what I mean? And that's important. That some people, like I see some hairstylists that they're one-trick ponies. You know what I mean? Like, and that's great for you, but we're not in the salon, sis. I need you to produce whatever I put in front of you. You know, and that takes time. So that's my little 2 cents. But I truly believe in it, you know.
So now, have you been in? Because I see you, like you're big on energy. You're big on what's happening in your area. Have you been in spaces on that trailer where the vanities are not getting along, where hair is on their one side, makeup is on their one side, and if you have been, like, well, how do you deal in those situations?
To be honest, it hasn't always been something that I've mastered through the years. I'm an Aries. I'm from Detroit. There's just a lot of fire that's up in me. My hair curls, I don't mind, but it really was a life challenge to get to this point where it's like anything else in life, that nothing can move you. You know what I mean? If you know that you come prepared, if you're on time, if you know your script, if you are supporting the team that you come there to produce, if you're on time, as in doing the hair out the trailer, whatever it's going to always be somebody from makeup. It's going to always be somebody maybe on your team that is really like testing your patience. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm here to, 1, do what I love to do, and 2, get this check. And since, I got bills to pay. So whatever you got going on, please. And if it moves me out of that, sometimes it gets so deep where you got to take yourself out of that team. Like, it's been places where I had to really think like, God, is this for me? Is this, these people that are around me worth it? You know what I mean? Because God's going to always provide. And that's why I think that me and Victor have stayed together also so well and so long, is that you got to have the right energy around you. You got to have somebody that can support you. You got to be somebody that's not in their feelings. You got to be humble every day. And also, working long hours really changes your physical and mental space. So you got to really go on the journey that I've gone on spiritually to be prepared for the spiritual war that you're about to go through on these sets. And they also, it's not made for spiritual people, to me, honestly. Like, our field is not made, you're not made to work all the time, and you're not made to, go through the things that we go through. So what are you doing in your personal life to prepare you for this journey that you go on,
I like, that's good. That's good.
So
now, this is a little bit of a messy question because you work from both sides of the world.
I don't mind. Come on.
What is it about makeup artists that they can't stay in their damn lane? Like, makeup artists love getting in everybody else's business. Now, as far as from a hair standpoint, like, I'm like, hey, I don't come down there saying that foundation look crazy. I don't come down there saying that you may not want to use that color. But makeup artists love to come down there and tell you, well, what about that piece of hair right here? Or what about this? Or do you think so? What is it in the makeup artist's mind
Well,
Let's go over there and go
well,
to those
let me
places.
tell you the history of sex. So, if you got 90% of the time, it's an older hairstylist and makeup art. I mean, an older makeup artist. In the beginning, in LA, when they started Union and they started everything, the makeup department was the head of everything. So,
Gotcha.
so normally the makeup artist would hire the hairstylist, and they would handle everything. So, and also they were the creative director, right? So they were the person that kind of directed everything. Normally, honestly, it was a white male that was the makeup artist, and normally their sisters or their wives or their girlfriends would be the hair department, right?
Mm-hmm.
So time went on. That moved on. So we need to move out of that. So I will say, all makeup artists, let's move out of that. That's no longer, the space that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I think that insecurity. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get, your insecurity can really allow yourself to try to shed light on somebody else, and I get that a lot, that, not on the show that we're on, but when I go to do my movies and stuff, and I'm like, I actually allow them to talk. I think it's also how you respond to them. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, all right, okay, and then when we done, let's have a conversation. So when this actor leaves, that's most importantly.
Mm-hmm.
How is your reaction to everything? Most professional way is say okay, say thank you,
Mm-hmm.
get your actress out the chair, and it's always a split moment before they go to set. They got to get wired and everything. That's when I get into their ass. Excuse my French, everybody. But let's really understand let's understand our relationship. I respect you, and let you
Mm-hmm.
respect me, especially with being a makeup artist. I know what you need to do, sis. I know what's going on. So, and 90% of the time, these people's talent ain't coming up to par sometimes,
No.
and that's in the union. Um, Actually, let me pull that back. Everyone's talented. I just think that there are some people in this union that are in the atmosphere of working that needs to be a little bit more open and to brush up on their skills. Let me say
Yes.
that.
Update.
Yes, yeah, and I think that with us in Atlanta, we've had a really good change of flow because we didn't have a lot of people that were in the union, so it's been able to open a lot of doors for people and to but and to learn and to bring new fresh ideas to the scene.
So now speaking of that, when people are forced, like I got into the union last year. Now I did find it quite difficult being um, quite difficult networking amongst other union hairstylists.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what that moment is, but what advice would you give for a hairstylist that's trying to get into the union or that is in the union and want to work more? Like, what do you suggest for them to do, or what advice you give for them to help them do that?
Okay. Well, let me say this. I'm a little long-winded, but let me
No, you
lead
good. No, you
into it. Let me
fine.
lead into it. Okay, so first of all, I truly believe in the union, y'all. First of all, you got to come with a humble heart, okay? And you got to be. It's not. They don't know. Nobody care how all the people that loved you in the salon or at MAC. Don't nobody care about that. This is a whole different experience. Don't nobody care on who you did at the photo shoot last week. Don't nobody care. It's a whole new experience. Um, so there's more power in numbers, right? So there's people that are benefiting from that the union provided for you a long time ago. You know what I mean? That it's work being put in. Now I will say that it wasn't the easiest for me because just like I'm gonna speak truth right now. I believe that it was a race thing. I believe that it was blocked for people were using it to block a lot of black people from the process. It's always a process. So I think that was the barrier that we have to get past is that first, but making us understand as how we create our attitude and how we respond to things, and also being prepared to do that round brush or to do any type of hair. so let me jump back into your true question. I think for someone, if they're trying to get more work or get in the union, it's about networking. So if we are giving our classes in the union, go to the classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're going to buy that Gucci belt. Go put some, and, you know, go buy this ticket that we selling. So first of all, I can see who you are. I know that you know what you need to know, because there's so much information that you need. You need to know everybody's department that sits on set. I know the light person's department. I know the director's position. I know the props position. I know the clothing position, you know, costumes. I know everybody, because I know that hoodie might come and mess up my hair from the clothes. I know that light might hit that frizz. I know that camera, especially if I'm having a problem on that wig, you know, I'm like, "Ooh, can you move that wig just a little bit to the right?" You know, it's about the connections that you make. Also, I always go by the rules of the union, and when I do get a chance to hire outside of the union, it's about who impresses me when they get to set. If a lot of people start talking, they start getting on their phones, they start what else I found? Disappear, you know, because you don't really have a lot to do in that position. I need you to find out. You know what I mean? Normally, if I have you here, that means that I need a lot of help. They're not gonna give me the budget for you just to sit down anyway. And even though, and some people won't even leave from the background and come to the front, and then at the end be like, "Oh, Scott, you know, I just really thank you for coming and having me, and I just hope that just hope that you call me again next week, Scott." Right? But it might be the girl that I'm gonna call is the girl that picked up my bag to help me out, because my brain is just, first of all, I've been here all week.
Right.
You know, and I can't think straight. I'm gonna call the girl that called and asked me, do I need anything cleaned up in the trailer? Do I need a wig wash? Who else? You know, those things that you and that's what got me into the position that I wasn't the best hairstylist, and I'm okay to say that. You know what I mean? I was good at organizing. I was good at communication with the producers. I was good at, and Victor saw that in me and blessed me and was able for me to gun on my craft, and that's where, you know, and now I'm good. You know, come with it. You know, with my, you know, but it's about all your skill sets, sis. And also, you know, the person that has the most light for me, you know, I don't care, honestly, I do care, but at this time, I don't need to hear about why you're late, why you ain't been working, or your clients ain't calling you in the middle of the time while you're there and you need to go and leave early, your children. I don't care, because the producers don't care if I don't produce for them. You get what I mean? So to end you know, that part, I was telling you, please be prepared and be helpful, because that's what you're there to do. And if you give that, if you come with that energy and that light, and if you come with a humbleness as well, you're going to get rehired. No matter where I go, it don't matter. I always get rehired, because I come into work.
But so, you know, so I had a pleasure of working with your mom on a project, and that was my first time working on a project of that scale, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not set up for this." I was like, "This is not my setup."
Well, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Well, you know what? It was a little bit. Well, the thing was is that like we know, one day you might be a department head, one day you might be a key, one day you might be an additional. So we all know how that functions. The key in that position was talking real fly at the mouth. And I had to say, hey. We are all adults here. We real grown. You know, we all been department heads, we all been keys, we all been in the background. But you gotta respect everybody. Like you just have to respect people. Like you can't just talk. Now, needless to say, I didn't get called back again, but
well,
I just felt like I was like, y'all, she can't keep talking to us like this. Now that's what we're not gonna do.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. Again, I don't know the situation, because I don't know, you know, who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But I will say this is, you don't know what the keys and the department heads is going through. You know what I mean? A lot of days I really am not even myself. You know, that's what, like, I literally on the weekend, first of all, it's dedicated to my family and my salon. You know, I don't even have a lot of friends anymore. I mean, I have friends, I love all y'all, but I'm not the best friend. I can't go with you all the time. I don't pick up the phone all the time. It's just, I have to be limited. You know, those posts that say it's okay to not answer. I'm that friend. I don't answer. Ain't no shade or none of that. It's just that, first of all, I have a house that, you know, a partner that really supports me in everything I do. So I have to give that. My schedule is completely to him. And also my business. If I have this baby, how do I believe that it's going to grow and it's not nothing on there? Also, it's just so much energy. As you know, with being a department head, you know, 1 minute somebody telling you this, 1 minute somebody telling you that.
Then the actor is telling you this. You like, that ain't what they told me.
And what happens is, it's kind of like your mama when your mama and your daddy have a really bad day at work, and you know when they came in, you kind of knew, you know, sometimes to just be quiet, you know what I mean, or just follow the because you know sometimes we'll get out there, they don't have our tent ready, they don't have, you know, the air or the heat going. But at the end of the day, there's another opportunity for people to step in and say, you know what a PA is, right? So,
right.
And you can say, you know, introduce yourself. Say, and I do this all the time. Hey, you know, how you doing? My name is Scott Miller. I'm here with the hair department. I'm part of the Union 798. And I just wanted to ask if we could get the tent in the, you know, the air or, you know, it's all of that because it's always going to be a problem. But I will say that some people, you know, people do have to be careful on how they speak to people. And that's where the mastering comes in, because guess what? That same person that was cussing you out, you might have a project and you might need, you're going to have to hire somebody one day. And they could, you know, and you're not going to hire them now. So it's a whole little ranging of things. But at the end of the day, you must have respect for everybody. And especially the key, sometimes the key, to be honest with you, has the hardest job because they're communicating with the most people. You know what I mean? They're holding it down. Normally the department head is making orders or going out to find a wig that they decided to tell you about an hour ago. You know, so I say, and that's also your test. I'll get this in too. It's your test. That's your test. Those moments is your test to say, am I going to, is this, you know, am I going to be respectful of this person? And again, I'll be on somebody's set and I don't mind like telling them later on, you know, when the day ends, or I'll text someone, you know, when I leave. Enjoy staying, you know, I enjoyed being on your set, but I didn't enjoy the response that you gave me. You know, I hope that sometimes, you know, the next time you'll invite me and we can work in a little bit more of a better space. You know, and they probably not going to write you back, and you probably don't care, you know, but but at least that's how I'm trying, you know, that's how I'm trying to walk in life, and that's my movement in our industry and in everyday people, is to truly like be the expert of who you are and control your mouth and your actions, and then everybody else in line, they look stupid, you know what I mean?
You know, I love it. Why haven't we hung out and talked more? Like I didn't know this was what you gave. I didn't know that.
Oh, because I'm light skinned, you'll love me. It's fine, you know.
You know, my light skin quota is met right now. You know.
No.
So what is next for you? Like, you know, what do you have on the horizons that's something you want to do?
You know, that is a good question, because that has really been on my mind. And I think that's why God placed us in most of this, this situation. You know, I think God, it was like really just saying to be still at this moment and to figure it out. And what I have next, I don't really know what God has for me next, but what I have planned and what the seeds that I'm planting is for Elevate Salon and Spa to go bigger. You know, I want to be a household name with products. I want to encourage people through the world of beauty and through my jewelry line. My motto is at the salon is elevate where beauty and spirit meets. So we do a lot of different things that a lot of salons don't do. It may not be for you. I had to learn that also, is that I'm not made for everybody. You know, some people be like, "Ooh, what's some crystals?" You know, or you know. But I use a lot of energy work. So I use crystals when I shampoo our clients. We use different oils to calm you. I think that a lot of people have gone out of that. Beauty is a spiritual thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a part of your, you know, eating is a spiritual thing. Working out is a spiritual thing. And I want to go into people's houses and I want us to go back. I think that we've been, especially with weaves and, you know, the long lashes, and I'm down for it. You know, I think, but some of the stuff wasn't made for everyday girls. You know what I mean? It wasn't made for the teachers, and unless you that girl, you know what I mean? Unless you that girl that's gonna get up and gonna put that wig down, you're gonna lay that, you know, or you're gonna get them lashes taken off next week because you know you had them for a month. You know, it's just, you know, so, but how do you, I need you to see yourself. You know, like this time, if these people have really truly been able to take a moment and really see the gray growing in, you know, to really like have this moment to see who your true self is. And I believe that when we wake up every day, we must put an armor on so we can deal with the people like the Key that was on that show and stuff. So I believe that I dress up every day. Like if you see me, you know, even if it's on a relaxed day, I'm coming with something, you know, and most of all, my skin gonna look good, my hair is gonna be cut, you know what I mean? Because I put energy into myself. And I think that that's where we are missing, even as hairstylists and makeup artists, why are you just putting hair on this person? You know, did you even pray over the hair? Do you know where you got your hair from? You know, you know, it's so much to it that an energy holds on to every little thing. And if you're not careful, it can control your life. So my goal is, again, is to encourage people through the world of beauty. And I just truly don't know what that looks like. I don't have any limits or limitations on what God is about to do. But clearly, if you gave me all this time, God, I know I'm about to kick down some doors and move through mountains, okay? So, you know, that's how I'm
Now, wait, now, do you teach classes? You need to teach classes.
do I?
Yeah. I think you will have a really good class.
Well, I did. I used to do makeup and martinis, honey. So we would get makeup, and I have a little bartender. So I might pull that back out, you know. And
yes.
And I did one class called Cinema My Way. Where I talk about and try to prepare people for when they come on set, because it is so many details. And I know a lot of people hear about call sheets and all of those things, but if you truly don't know, especially a call sheet is one of the most important things for you to know. I don't want you to ask me what scene we on. There's a PA, that's production assistant, to help, and you ask them, what scene we on, and if you know the script, and if you know, and they also sometimes I like to ask for slides. Sides of slides. Because then I can read up on what is to expect in the scene. Even for background, I can say, okay, it says, oh, the background is walking through and the hair is moving. Well, if I just did a style and a ponytail and it's not moving, am I gonna wait till that department head go and that hair ain't moving for them, or should I catch that beforehand? So, yeah, you know, that's the gig, you know.
And for some of y'all, let me tell y'all, that call sheet is a hell of a read, honey. Like the call sheet ain't no joke.
Yeah, but
it's so much. It's all the information for your day on this one sheet.
And it changes. And it
changes throughout the day.
You know, but it's so important. It's so important to know what it is, but it's so important for us that have been in the industry to teach people, you know, and tell people, you know, what it is about, you know, and what every little down. Sometimes, I mean, I've been in the game for about 7 years now and doing just that work. And I still don't, honest to no shade, no tea. I don't know everything. I don't know, you know, I can figure it out though. You know, And it is truly sometimes mostly common sense, but sometimes they'll have like, what's a good way? One and then X1. X1 is stunts, and and number one is the person. So if I'm on set and the department head is in the trailer and they left me on set and it's only one X, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for one. I'm running around. I'm looking for one. I go run to the set. Where is one? If they want X. But if I didn't look at my call sheet, now I'm not on set, and I've showed them that I was not paying attention. You know what I mean? So it's just, again, know your call sheets. And
yeah, I didn't realize till recently I was on one thing. I was like, they put notes in here? It's a hair note? I was like, where did this come from? They're like, they always have notes. I was like, where did they put notes here? Like, I gotta read this too? I didn't know this.
And and I think that my team, I try my best. We have a great third. Her name is Amelia, and I really try to like give her all of the information so they can translate to the people that's coming on set. So for the people that are just starting out in the industry and you do get a key or a department head, you need to let the people know in background coming in what they're doing. If it's a period time, because they nervous too most of the time. People are, their nerves are racking. They don't know if they should bring their best curling iron. Should they bring this product? And, you shouldn't bring 100 things on set. You should be, and so you got to prepare that person for what they have, to prepare for the next day. But if they read that call sheet too, then they would know as well. So
that's true.
It
all starts with the call sheet.
It does. It does. It does.
Scott, thank you so much. Yeah, we had to listen. It's crazy because I've met so many people through IG Live these past 3 weeks. I was like, why haven't we hung out? Like, what's going on?
Because we've been working.
Yeah, because we have been working. But thank you so much. I appreciate all the information you gave. You gave us. Make sure if y'all don't follow him, make sure y'all follow him. Make sure y'all follow his salon. And all the other business that he have in store for you. And much love to you and much more success.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll be stopping by. I'm going to bring you a necklace or some earrings.
Please do. I need all the energy I can get.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Huh. Good. More and more good energy, more and more good information. I mean, I love it. That's what this is all about. It's all about just sharing information, and just getting things out there. I mean, getting things out there for us to just grow and be better. Tomorrow I have the makeup surgeon Trent. He will be online with us tomorrow, and then, like I said, on Friday we have Camille Friend. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Thank y'all for chit chatting with us. Bye.